That's probably right too. I was going to say, I'll try to be out here next Tuesday afternoon with her.
lot to be proud of because these young men and young women behind me have worked very, very hard for you for the whole winter season. Most of us are getting ready for our second season. We're ready for tournaments now. Cheerleaders are going to go to competition. And we want you still behind us because this is when it really gets exciting. So to start us off, Coach Dave Gustin.
We're going to start off with a couple of thank yous. Coach Coyne and I only have one senior. I want to take just a minute to thank a sincere thank you to the cheerleaders for the senior day preparation because it's long hours and long evenings. We'd like to thank them. Thank you very much. Secondly, I want to take a second to congratulate our freshman boys team. They finished up 13-2 in last Wednesday night. In the final tournament game, they were defeated by Old Tangi, but it did not put a damper on the total season. They were league champs, but tournament runner-up, and they finished 13-2, so congratulations to our freshman boys. Now I'd like to obviously recognize our senior that we have here behind us. There's two ways that strength is measured. Strength is measured by quality, meaning few, but quality, or in quantity, meaning many. I've never, in our 13 years of coaching, we've never had just one senior on the team. This year, the opportunity came up, and I call it an opportunity that we would only have one senior on our team. Adrian will be remembered by his classmates, his fellow family, and the whole bit. He's going to be remembered for different ways. He's going to be remembered that he played on 2 football teams that was league champions and qualified for the state playoffs his junior and senior year. I remember Adrian's football career, I call it hit and shake. As he'd come in and hit or take out a quarterback or someone come around the end and he did shake his head. No way. That's how the peers remember him also. In basketball, he'll be remembered as a first-teamer as a junior and took a team that was supposedly picked for 5th and projected them into a league contender until the last game of the season. His sophomore year, he played behind 2 all-Ohio players in a team that won 19 games, where he may have been in even as a sophomore. This year in basketball, he's already picked first team All-BAC. And I'm sure he'll be a shoe-in to play the District 10 All-Star game that comes up April 10th. Against Washington Courthouse, he came in here 10th in state, 25 points, 18 rebounds in front of a full house. Most coaches will tell you that winning builds character, and it's true. But how our coaching staff and our immediate players are going to remember Adrian is in this way. Losing is a test of a person's character. It's easy when you're on top. Losing is a test of character. We're projected first in our league. We're supposed to do all these great things this year with one senior on our team. We start out of the gate, we're 1-3, and nothing seems to be going correct. So Corey and Adrian get me into the auditorium here and say, Coach, this is not working. Something is not right. It's not gelling. That in itself, I just got on my knees and thanked him for just coming and talking with me. What might not be appreciated on Friday and Saturday nights by his peers, by you people, or by cheerleaders, or even by parents, is what transpired from thereafter on that 1-3 start was the littlest things possible in basketball that maybe I don't understand and you don't either, what Adrian and his fellow teammates did. But you go as fast as your head horse, and he was our head horse. He took it upon himself that if things worked well in practice and he continued to work, that indeed it would turn our season around. I can get into details, but they're too long and numerous. Little things like just positive thinking the whole time. Getting into passing lane no matter where it was on the floor. These things that may not be understandable to you, But what Adrian did were those things when his character was being tested, and he'll be the first to tell you that he got out of the gate slow this year. Probably he's more detrimental on himself than others were on him. But what he's done in the last 6 weeks, and more importantly, what he'll do for the rest of the season, is how our fellow coaches, will remember Adrian Terry. At no time did he ever quit. Never. In practice, in the locker room, never. Adrian, myself, our coaching staff, and the players are proud of your accomplishments as an athlete at London High School. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the fans that have been supporting us all season, and Captain Raider, his LHS crew, and hope to see you guys there on the 22nd, this Tuesday. We play at Dublin at 8 o'clock against Circleville. And I'd like to thank the players. You guys have been great. And Coach Mo, wherever you're at.
Coach Mo's over there.
Thanks, Coach Mo. Oh, take it up. And Coach Bender, being hard on me when I was a freshman. Sophomore. And Coach Gusson for being a coach and a friend. And the inside joke that Kate dropped in the coach.
Now, because I was naughty last time, let's hear it for our Jazz Raiders Dave Trim.
I've got 3 seniors, Stephen Kofel, Susan West, and Sean Munn.
Well, the school hasn't seen a whole lot of the jazz band this year. That's why I think we have a big thanks to the pet band that's been playing at a lot of the games, because we really haven't been ready. That's okay, because we're going to make a big comeback at the Fine Arts Festival. We got a few new tunes where Steve sings, and so we'll probably be playing those on the Fine Arts Festival March 5th at 4 o'clock, and it'll be a pretty good time. I hope to see everybody there, because Elvis is going to sing, I'm going to play harmonica, and David Brandon's going to be playing tambourine, so whether it's a good show or not, it ought to be a good time.
I'd like to thank all of you who participated in the pep band yesterday. Not all of them in class. There wasn't a role at all of them, but thanks a lot.
And now for the girls' basketball team, Coach Collier.
I'd just like to start out by thanking everyone at this high school, from Mr. Allen, the principal, all the way down to the last student number whatever that might happen to be, just for helping me keep my sanity, for helping all the girls keep their sanity. It has been a tough year for us. And you being friends to them, and the faculty being friends to me, and encouraging them and encouraging me, has meant a world of difference to us. If losing does test your character, Coach, we're ready for our final exam. We're ready, because we've only won 2 games all year. And we can't come up here, I'm not going to make excuses, and we could have done this, and we could have done that. We were not a very good basketball team this year, so we have to ask ourselves the question, is there hope in the future, and did we get better? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. About halfway through the season, sometimes we shrugged our shoulders, weren't really sure if we were getting better or not. The last 10 games, we started getting it done. We started playing a lot harder. We went down to the tournament last night, trailing by 13 at halftime. Pressed real hard, made a good run at it, cut it to 6. Didn't have enough to get it done, but we left everything we had out there on the basketball floor. One of the reasons why we struggled this year, something that the boys overcame that we weren't able to overcome, we actually had one senior. I know we have 2 sitting over here. First of all, I'll talk about Gurry. Guri was a JV basketball player, so she didn't play on the varsity team. Most of you guys know her. She's a foreign exchange student. Basketball skill-wise, what did she bring to us? Hey, she knew she wasn't a basketball player. She's a foreign exchange student. She came to our school. She wanted to just try to enhance her life. She wanted to experience new experiences. She wanted to try to play basketball. She's thinking about maybe going out and playing softball, getting new friends, learning our customs. And we learned a lot from her. We're able to grow up a lot just learning from her and her lifestyles. And we appreciate the fact that she wanted to be part of our basketball program. And that is Guri and Guri. Next is Beth. Ms. Beth was so key to our team, she got yelled at more than anybody because we asked her to do absolutely everything. She couldn't drive the bus, they wouldn't let her do that. But she had to bring the ball to the floor, she had to handle pressure, she had to score, she had to control the offense, she had to do, especially the first half of the season when we really struggled, she had to do so many things for our basketball team. And when someone was messing up, we looked at Beth, Beth, you got to fix them. Beth, you got to run better offense. Beth, you got to keep everybody playing hard. Beth, everything was her because she's the only senior that we had on our basketball team this year. And she played hard. And she came and she did those things in the second half of the season because she stayed after it, and because she didn't get down, and because she persevered. We had other people come along and we did get better. And now we have other people contributing. We had 3 people in double figures last night. It's the first time all season that's happened. And that comes from leadership, and it's hard to lead when you're not winning. There's not a whole lot of people want to follow you, but she kept after it, kept after it, kept after it. She got the job done. She had her best game of the year against the number 3 team in the state of Ohio. They came in here, she had 19 points the last time that she had a chance to play on her own basketball floor. So that was a great way for her to end her career here. I told them last night, because of the way the tournament's going and everything, there's only 2 teams in the state of Ohio that get to win the last game of the season. Whoever wins the state championship, and the Lady Raiders can win the last game of the year also over at Grandview. We're going to win one to finish off the season. I'm telling you that right now. We're going to beat Grandview. And so Beth, we really appreciate having you also. In closing, I basically already thanked everybody. Matt Dorr said something that was very important. Tournament time is a very, very exciting time of the year. I'm telling you right now, and Gus, I'm not trying to put any extra pressure on you guys. We have an exciting boys basketball team to come watch play. You've got to get to the tournament games, and you've got to watch them play. I'm telling you, we have an opportunity to do some great things. And I know they understand, they have level heads, and I know Coach Gus is going to prepare them. They're going to take it one game at a time. They are going to play their butts off, and they're going to win some big tournament basketball games, and I want everyone to be there to watch them do that. It's going to be exciting for London High School.
First of all, I'd like to wish the guys basketball team and the cheerleaders and the wrestling team the best of luck at the end of seasons. I have a few thank yous to make. I'd like to thank Mr. Mosher for all his time and all his kids. We could have done this without you. I'd like to thank every one of you that came out and supported us this year. It's been tough, but we really appreciate that. I'd like to thank 3 of my closest friends, Lexi Evans, Heidi Ameling, and Holly Price for their support and encouragement for the last 4 years. I've needed that. I'd like to thank our reserve coach, Coach Cunningham, our freshman coach, Coach Woodford, and our junior high coach, Coach Cruz, for all their help and support. I'd like to thank Coach Collier for his time, effort, and dedication to our program. He's kept me motivated and challenged, and he's not only made me grow as a player, but also as a person. And last but most importantly, I want to thank my teammates. You guys have made my senior year a great one, and I thank you for that. And I wish you the best of luck in the future. Thank you.
I think all of our wrestlers in now, so let's hear from Coach Adkins.
I'd like to thank all of you guys for your attendance this year at our tournament this year. We had a huge number of people here. The dual meets that we've had this year, We've had large crowds, and it's something that it's good to see. When we started out here, we had one home meet. That was our tournament. There weren't that many people here, but you guys, I tell you, I look around the school, I see everybody and their brother wearing a London wrestling t-shirt. Of course, we sell them to about everybody and their brother. I see lots and lots of people going to tournaments that aren't just here. I look up in the stands at West Jeff, I see a lot of London faces. I go to Hilliard, I see a lot of London faces, and it makes me feel good because these guys deserve some support, and I believe that you guys are giving them a lot of support, and I'd like to thank you for that. I'd also like to thank our stats. Our stats put a lot of time in. They get up at 6 o'clock or 6:30 in the morning on Saturdays, and they drag in and they ride on the bus with these guys. And I got to tell you, they're not the most pleasant people to be around at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning after they haven't eaten for 2 or 3 days. And the old cartoon adage comes in where they look at every human being as a slice of ham or a turkey or something. And he isn't here today. He's a student at Coles, and he didn't make it down. That's Jermaine Jones. We have Chris Ardrey. Chris is a third-year wrestler for us. We also have a foreign exchange student, and it's like, for some reason, when I tell the other coaches we have a Mexican exchange student, they just look at me and laugh. I don't know why, like I'm lying to them or something. And I try to tell the referees. And the other day we were at a tournament, and one of the referees kept yelling at him, and he says, "Don't you understand English?" And I said, "Really, he does, but he's an exchange student. He speaks, oh, come on. What are you trying to, hey kid, don't you understand English?" Well, yeah, he does, but you gotta kind of slow it down a little bit, okay? He's there with us, but he's been a real treat for us this year. He really has. He's done a good job for us this year, and he's provided some leadership stepping in that is just phenomenal. Seth Palmer just got his hair trimmed up a couple of minutes ago, looks like. Mike Rubel. Just to say a little bit about each one of these guys. Last year, Chris Ardrey went to the district, the sectional wrestling tournament with a losing record. And when you talk about leaders and examples of leadership, one thing about wrestling that I like, and one thing I like about Roger's wrestled varsity on and off this year for us. Roger's done a good job for us. He's worked out with Anthony quite a bit, and I believe the reason those two guys are so good is because they provide a lot of competition for each other. Oscar, as I said earlier, a Mexican exchange student, has been an excellent leader for us. He's came out, he's worked hard, he's won some matches for us, and he showed a lot of people that 1 year will do it for you if you work hard enough. And he's a good, hard worker, and I really enjoyed the time I spent with him. Seth has improved his record 750% this year. He's done an excellent job for us, and he'll be a 20-match winner this year, and I'm pretty sure he'll be a district qualifier as well. Mike Rubel, Mr. Smiles. Yesterday, when he was in a less than dynamic situation, I walked into the bathroom to check on him, and lo and behold, as I turn around, and he's got that big smile on his face. And that said to me, yeah, he's all right, he's normal, that's him. He's done a good job for us, too. He's really turned it on the last few matches, and he's done a good job for us this year. I wish we would have came out a couple of years earlier. Just briefly, I'd like to say a couple of words about Chris. At the beginning of the season this year, I believe Chris would be a state qualifier. Chris worked hard for us in the off-season. Chris got injured at the Hilliard tournament, and he wasn't able to a big walnut this weekend, and we think he'll do a good job for us. And next weekend he'll wrestle to sectionals. And I wish him good luck. He's been 3 points away from the district 3 years in a row. And I'd really like to see him take that next step and maybe make it to the state tournament for us this year. And, thank you for your patience.
About the coaches, what he's done for our wrestling team this year. And I wrote something down here. It says, wrestling is defined in the American College Dictionary as an exercise or sport subject to special rules in which two persons struggle hand to hand, each striving to throw or force the other to the ground. But to a wrestler, wrestling is not only a sport, but a type of lifestyle. Training day and night, not only during season, but out of season, with layers of sweat so we lose that extra pound. Strict weight control sometimes resulting in giving up that last meal of the day to get your optimal performance weight. And not to leave out all the other details of all-day wrestling meets and etc. Where does a wrestler get his ideas to perform in such a manner to achieve his one goal of victory? From his coach. The same American College Dictionary defines a coach as a person who trains athletes for a contest. But truly, to a wrestler, a coach is much more. A coach teaches you discipline and responsibility, dedication and mind to achieve goals. The wrestling coach gives up weekends with his family to spend at the mats to help his wrestler succeed. It can never be put into words how much a coach positively influence helps a wrestler, but every wrestler knows how much his coach has done for them. And as for our coach, I'd like to give my thanks to Coach Atkins for every push-up, every drop of sweat, every bit of advice, and every second of time he's given us. I'd like to thank Coach Blitz for every time he's taken others and myself out on the hardcore, cold floor of the gym after a match to show us a certain move, and every bit of intensity you put into a practice and meet when you lead by example of how a college and a respected wrestler should wrestle. Without your dedication to not only make us better wrestlers, but also better people, we wouldn't be as successful as we are today. Thank you.
Now we'll save the best for last. My dear seniors, when you first began with us 4 years ago, you were antsy like they are over there. But as you passed down these ways, you became adults, working hard, playing hard, trying to strive for something that maybe the class ahead of you had. Some of you in here I've only known a short time. Some of you I helped raise. I'm going to miss you all very, very much. My seniors, Shannon Orban, and Jeff. Mr. Allen and Mrs. Stewart and Mrs. Daniels and Mrs. Culler and Mrs. Knott for all your help in babysitting and driving my little chairs wherever we needed to go. I guess I need to thank all of you for helping all of us, because what you guys have done, and I mean all of you, you've taught us things. You've taught us how to love, how to care, and by your caring, taking care of each other. I've been very, very proud of the freshman board. I've gone with you the whole way. But you still have a lot to learn before you get to him or her. And it's all up here and in here. Mr. Mosher, our own son Negro, who's here for everything till all hours of the night. Thank you.
Hi guys, sorry I have to say, but I hope you understand when you're a speaker. There's a few people that we would like to thank. Number one, Chester, the janitor. He lets us use his keys, he sweeps and puts the tables up and down for us, and he does a great job of taking care of the school. We'd like to thank Captain Rader and the LHS gang for showing their bold support at each game. Our babysitter, Mrs. Jurett, who watches us when we can. Of course, we'd like to thank the reserves and freshmen. You guys are great to be around, and you always work hard for us. Thank you. We'd like to thank Jazz Band for adding excitement to our games. You guys sound great. Mr. Guston, for his appreciation. He always thanks us for everything we do. Carrie, Jessica, Kara, and Tiffany, you guys made this year great. And most of all, we'd like to thank Steve. We make her life very difficult, and she makes our life very difficult too. But we appreciate that everything she's done for us for all 4 years. Good luck to the wrestlers, to the girls basketball team. You guys didn't have very good seasons, but you have a lot of good talent coming up. Good luck to the guys. And we're in competition on March 5th. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. On March 5th, I realize it's going to be Arts Day, but we are every single class. The freshmen are going to be dancing. The reserves are going to be doing what we call a cheer dance combo, and the varsity is going to be doing a dance at competition at Westland on March 5th. It starts at 10 o'clock. The school with the most fans there also gets a trophy. All right, here's my power. Are you ready? For you. There's no sense in it. But you know what I mean. Those rims are made for jamming, and that's just what you'll do. Tonight and tomorrow, those boards are going to jam all over you. West Jeff and Valley. Those tunes are made for jazzing, and that's just what they'll do. All our games and rallies, those tunes are jazzing all for you. Those mats are made for tennis, and that's just what they'll do. All our pins are going to be all over you. To all of you, I thank you for being patient. To my cheerleaders, your shoes are made for jumping. And that's just what they'll do. On March the 5th, they're going to dance all over